The relationship and romance between Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker and Naboo Senator Padmé Amidala is an integral and crucial part of Attack of the Clones. While love is a major part of Anakin's identity and personality, it is unfortunately the reason in which Anakin eventually turns to the dark side and becomes the Sith Lord Darth Vader. When Anakin is ordered by the Jedi High Council to escort Padmé back to her homeworld of Naboo, the young Jedi Padawan is forced to confront his feelings that he had for Padmé since he first met her on Tatooine when he was only 9 years old. When the two finally embrace and share a kiss, Padmé pulls away and Anakin is left confused and apologizes. But what was Anakin's thoughts right after this moment? The answer is revealed in the Legends novel, The Rise and Fall of Darth Vader. Let's get right into it. Anakin accompanied Padmé everywhere on Naboo, and soon even met her family. At first, Padmé treated her Jedi Guardian like a slightly unwelcome shadow that followed her every movement. She seemed as determined to withhold personal information as he was to discover it, and denied to her own sister that her relationship with Anakin was anything other than professional. But as the days passed, she became more relaxed in the presence of the young man who was constantly at her side, and their conversations changed from her devotion to politics and his concerns regarding security to more intimate subjects. As for Anakin, he learned about Padmé's cherished memories of children she had known as a relief worker, and her favorite places on Naboo. Because Anakin had grown up under the two suns of Tatooine, he had felt cold on most of the worlds he had visited. But with Padmé on Naboo, he felt for the first time in his life truly comfortable, and more importantly, happy. They were standing on the garden terrace at a lodge that overlooked a lake, and Padmé was wearing a gown that revealed the fair skin of her back and arms when Anakin cautiously leaned close to her face and kissed her. She did not resist, but several seconds after their lips met, she pulled away from him and said no. She looked away, fixing her eyes on the lake before them. "I shouldn't have done that," she said. Anakin had been aching to kiss her since their reunion on Coruscant, but he had never planned on it, let alone imagined that he ever actually would. Padmé's acceptance and return of his kiss had been his greatest moment of joy, and to be so subtly rejected left him feeling devastated, embarrassed, and worse, confused. He followed her gaze to the tranquil waters and said, "I'm sorry." In his mind, he thought, "I'm sorry you don't feel the same way for me that I do for you." Anakin tried to pretend the kiss had never happened, but with every minute that passed after that moment by the lake, every moment spent with Padmé, he felt more tortured, as if his heart had become an open wound. Unable to wish his feelings away, he confronted Padmé, who reminded him that Jedi were not allowed to marry, and that she was a senator who had more important things to do than fall in love. When Anakin suggested the idea that they might maintain a secret relationship, she told him that she refused to live a lie. Anakin began wondering about his place in the Jedi Order. The more he thought about all the rules to follow, and the time devoted to meditation and training, the more he questioned the logic of so much personal sacrifice. Is it so wrong that I care for Padmé as much as I do, he thought, or that I still miss my mother and worry about her? For the first time since he had become a Jedi, he found himself seriously considering the possibility of relinquishing his lightsaber, leaving the Jedi Order, and becoming a citizen of the galaxy. Anakin tried to imagine himself in another career. He was confident that he could find work as a pilot or a mechanic. But would doing that sort of work make me happy? He began to think. The answer came immediately to Anakin. The only thing that would make him happy was to be with Padmé. But what if I stopped being a Jedi, and she still didn't see any chance of a future with me? What then? It was all too overwhelming for the boy to contemplate. While Anakin's waking moments had become emotionally painful, sleeping was even worse. One morning, he was standing on a balcony at the lodge, meditating with his eyes closed, when he sensed Padmé's approach from behind. She told Anakin that he had another nightmare last night, and he responded that Jedi don't have nightmares. Padmé had heard him, and Anakin didn't doubt that she did. The nightmare had been the worst one yet. He opened his eyes and said, "I saw my mother. She's in pain," he continued. "I have to go. I have to help her," and Padmé agreed to go with him. Anakin had not expected the possibility that Padmé might go with him to Tatooine. I could continue to watch her. Obi-Wan wanted to prove, but it's not his decision, he thought. Without notifying Obi-Wan or the Jedi Council of his plans, Anakin, Padmé, and R2-D2 left Naboo in a slim H-type Nubian yacht. The fragrant scents of Padmé's lush, fertile homeworld were still fresh in Anakin's nostrils when he sighted the scorched, barren sand planet of Tatooine. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and learned something new, please like and subscribe. And remember, the Force will be with you, always.